Okay, hello everyone. My name is Laquan Williams, and in this topic, for this video, I'll be discussing the review of the Superman episode, Superman and Lois Season 1, Episode 4 review, and just talking about it. Also on the CW, as well as Green Arrow and past shows, the Supergirl, who are no longer around. Supergirl's in its final season. It has been canceled. It's going to no longer be continuing. I'm being told that also Batwoman is about to be canceled too very soon, and it's about to be going. And also Black Lightning, another CW show, is in its last season as well. So, good news for everybody watching it. If you haven't noticed or checked, Superman&Lois has been renewed for a second season. It's going to see Lois and Superman and Clark Kent with their sons. They left Metropolis and moved back to Smallville together in a family unit, obviously, as well. And his two teens trying to continue to deal with the issues of them growing up and being teenagers in high school in a new town that they haven't been in, and obviously trying to fit in with people that don't like them, and obviously them playing football as well. And the main villain of this show, who kind of is tied into taking over the town of Smallville, is Morgan Edge. He's got his hands and tentacles planted around this city. He's got lots of money, philanthropist, big millionaire. He's trying to bring jobs to a small town, but unfortunately, as we saw the last end of the episode, he got Kryptonite after he punched a hole. Excuse me. He had his hench woman punch a hole in the wall in a coal mine, and she reached in there and got a he looked in there and saw it, and by their surprise, this Kryptonite apparently that can be used to make some super big, scary army that can take on Superman. Kryptonite obviously has already been revealed in the episode, as we saw Luthor, guy in a suit, who's not Lex Luthor, Captain Luthor, took on Superman, stabbed him with Kryptonite right here in the shoulder while they were fighting in air and space and whatnot. Guy's whole body suit looks like he's from Doom Eternal. He looks like that. His whole entire suit looks like that. He's low on Kryptonite, so he hasn't been taking Superman on in the last couple weeks. We've been seeing Superman fight Morgan Edge's his henchman. This guy, random metahuman, he just came out of nowhere and he started fighting him. Then Superman took on Thaddeus in this episode as well. Episode 4. Thaddeus was supposed to be going to jail. The character, and he got him. He got into it with him. But before that, he was a prisoner escape. He was supposed to be He was supposed to be there for the transfer. Father-in-law told him to show up. The army general. He told him he couldn't do it yet, but if he couldn't make it, maybe he will. If not, it's not high priority for him. His son's football team and him being the assistant coach on there is what he's doing. That's what Clark Kent's doing. Trying to be closer to his sons. So that's what he's been doing. Lois has been doing her investigative journalism as well. She's no longer at the Daily Planet. She's now independent, so we'll see what happens with that. She's obviously trying to take down Morgan Edge because he's trying to ruin the town of Smallville. He goes to every town like a plague, Thanos type of ordeal. Just takes out the resources, damages the place, hurts the people. Obviously, he's not evil, big, and huge like Thanos, but he's got money, and what he does is just as bad. So she's trying to take him down as well. We obviously saw in this episode Superman obviously having to butt heads with his father-in-law, who's just similar to General Thunderbolt Ross from the Hulk, where he tells obviously his daughter that he obviously knows what's best for the family, and obviously he's not in agreement with who she's dating because they know he's the Hulk, Bruce Banner, with Thunderbolt Ross in Marvel, and he knows obviously that Superman, played by Clark Kent, is obviously the big obviously superhero, and he obviously needs to have his priorities straight, is what he's telling him. So we'll see what's happening with that. The show has been pretty interesting. It's different a little bit, obviously, than other CW shows, with a slight element that the superhero is already married way before the show starts. Even before the show started, and the spinoffs when they had the Crisis on Infinite Earths episode crossover with the Supergirl, Green Arrow, the Team Arrow, Team Flash, DC Legends all together, and Black Lightning this past summer last year, I believe. they were already married, but when the show starts, first episode, you see how they got kids, so it's way different because obviously all the other superheroes don't have kids at all until like before the show, like midway into the third or fourth season, maybe even obviously never, obviously. But we'll see what's happening with that, obviously. So it's been very interesting. The sons of Clark Kent, aka Superman, have been butting heads with him, obviously telling them we want to fit in, we want to go to school, and we want to have normal regular lives. We need you to be there more for us as our father, and not just Superman, but he knows that he has to do better, and he's telling his kids he's trying, and he has the obligation to save people as well, because he obviously is a superhero, and he's been doing this before they were even born. So that's what's been happening. We also see that his father-in-law is going to be a problem. It looks like he's obviously not taking Superman's strong, stern dismays as a sign of respect. So he's telling his generals, we have to make a contingency plan against Superman in case he decides to flip out and do something that we don't like. So that's what's been happening. He's obviously somebody who you can't trust, just similar to General Thunderbolt Ross from the Hulk series, as I explained. He wants everybody to obviously conform to him and obviously do as he says. So we've been seeing that. So obviously a contingency plan. We don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what other supervillains will be in the show. Obviously Captain Luthor told him this what happened to his world. And he needs to know that Superman at that time destroyed his planet, and he can possibly do it in this planet as well, in this time on Earth. So we'll see what happens with that, obviously, in the current present time. So he's obviously somebody who you can't trust. So we'll see what happens with that. It's very interesting and very fun to see Superman and Lois obviously play in a different role in this current time with all these superhero shows. Because back then, when it was in the late 90s, early 2000s with Dean Cain, the show obviously didn't have all these other characters around. There was the superhero shows like that. It was more or less movies and animated shows, like Batman, X-Men, all the animated shows that they had back then, Batman Beyond. So we'll see what happens with that. So in this article for TLDR, for Screen Rant in their TLDR category, on ScreenRant.com, it says Superman Lois is repeating Arrow and Supergirl's villain problem. Superman and Lois episode 3's twist reveals that the new DC series is repeating the same villain problem that Arrow and Supergirl both had. So this article says on ScreenRant.com, it was published 6 days ago on the 14th of March 2021. It says Superman and Lois is getting starting to get it's getting started by reusing Arrow villains and introducing ones that came from Supergirl stories, not Superman's. Even from the early days on Arrow, the Arrowverse had made a habit of using other supervillains in their stories. Perhaps the most notable cases in Arrow were Deathstroke and Ra's al Ghul, who are primarily recognized as Batman and Teen Titans villains. It's not likely that they hadn't fought the Green Arrow before, but that's not what they were known for. But, those characters were never in big Superman. Deathstroke wasn't introduced in the big screen until the Justice League, Batman vs. Superman. Ra's al Ghul was first introduced, obviously, before he was on the Green Arrow, played in the 2004 Batman Begins movie with Christian Bale, and obviously Liam Neeson playing Ra's al Ghul. Up until then, nobody played him on screen. He was only an animated show, so I don't see the problem with that. It is what it is, so it was okay. On the Green Arrow show. So let's continue on. Then when Supergirl premiered and later joined the Arrowverse, it repeated the same tradition by using Superman's villains. The most prominent example is Lex Luthor, whose sister Lena Luthor was already a part of Supergirl's life, but as not as an adversary. So they're connected. Superman and Supergirl are cousins, so that's not a problem. But okay. Continuing on, while the series did confirm that Superman has his own history with Lex Luthor in the Arrowverse, Supergirl still seized the opportunity to utilize Luthor while they could. He was far from the only one. Though seen as how Supergirl has used Metallo, Parasite, and Silver Banshee, now Superman and Lois has done the same thing. In order to get the Kents to move to Smallville, one of the deciding elements was pushing Clark and Lois out of the Daily Planet. That was the result of Morgan Edge buying the media outlet and issuing layoffs, as well as writing on Lois' article while he was changed to be a Superman villain in the comics. Morgan Edge already appeared on Supergirl and had his own story arc. Additionally, Superman and Lois episode 3 ended with a tease for Les Alar, a Supergirl villain who was jealous of Kara Zor-El and wanted the world to adore her. as a superhero. That's right here. It's unclear why Superman&Lois has brought in Lex Luthor, but it could ultimately tie into the alt universe. Luthor traveling around the world looking for Kryptonite to kill Superman. Yeah, Captain Luthor, like I said, in his Doom Eternal spacesuit outfit. He looks like that, seriously. In the comics, Lex Luthor teamed up with Lex Luthor to kill Superman, but it was merely one step in her plan to ultimately replace Supergirl as Earth's Kryptonian hero. Perhaps that story will play out similarly in the Arrowverse, and her appearance on Superman and Lois is part of that master plan, but at the moment it seems unlikely given her connection to Morgan Edge. All of these highlights the fact that the Arrowverse shows continue to use other characters' villains. It's possible part of it is because while some heroes were initially off limits to producers, their villains may have not been, and it's easier to recognize people like Ra's al Ghul and Lex Luthor than it is other B-level villains who general fans wouldn't know. The Flash doesn't have this problem. Since there's only one Speedster series on the air, but it's certainly an issue and tradition for the rest of the Arrowverse. Right now, it would be derivative to use the same villains as Supergirl, even if those villains were originally Supermans in the comics. Well, so that's what Screen Rant is saying. I hear what they're saying, but if it's all the same comic book, they got appearances here and there. Superman and Supergirl are cousins. They're gonna have the same villains on the show. It just is what it is. They do crossovers, for crying out loud. You know, they've got 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them. So that's what's going to happen. But I hear what you're saying. But most of these characters were never even seen on camera. Deathstroke's never been seen on camera, on the big screen, on TV. But before that, before he was in the Superman versus Batman movie, he was played obviously on the Green Arrow show. Different characters show up on these shows in different ways. Green Arrow was on Smallville, but before then, there's never any Green Arrow on the big screen. The Smallville TV show he was, though. It is what it is, but I hear what they're saying. We'll see what happens, though, but as far as the dark, broody, moody type of show, it fits right in, because it's a CW, but the big, like I said, big difference is they got kids, and they got more responsibility with Superman and Lois, because it's not just them together. They got teenagers, and they're trying to keep their family together. So that's what happens. Grandparents are gone. Grandma just died. So we'll see what happens with obviously I would say the kids growing into their own and you know, trying to figure out how to fit in. But obviously, if they both continue to even develop any signs of powers, obviously one of them is, and the other one is not. So we'll see what happens with that. But it's been a very cool and fun show. I like it. We'll see what happens. And hopefully more crossovers will come. You know, like I said, CW the last couple of years has been very fun and entertaining, but lots of shows are gone now. So we'll see what happens with that. Changes are happening. Green Arrow's gone. Supergirl's about to be gone. Batwoman's apparently about to be canceled. Supernatural is gone. What else is gone? I think that's about it. Black Lightning's in its last final season, so there's lots of shows that are no longer here, and obviously a couple that are about to be gone. So we'll see what happens with that. As far as the superhero shows, it's very interesting. So that's all I have to say about this in regards to Superman and Lois. The Black Lightning show in episodes that I did not do videos on is because I was not here. I was in San Francisco and Oakland. With my family, so we went to go visit my other family members, so I had to take a plane there, so I couldn't do the videos there because my computer and stuff's obviously here in our house, so it's easier for me to do it here. So I just said I couldn't do the videos. That's why I'm skipping a couple episodes on Black Lightning reviews and Superman and Lois as well. As far as the Flash, I was there for the first 2 episodes. That's why I'm doing season 1, episode 3 review, and not 1, 2, and 3. So this is easier for that. I know it's a little weird, but I'm just explaining that. Sorry about that. I know it's a little weird, but thank you for watching. That's all I have to say about this. So let me know what you have to think about this. The CW shows, have you been watching Superman and Lois? Do you like it? Do you like the spin-offs that they have? Have you been watching Green Arrow at all? Did you watch it before it was abruptly obviously ended and decided they weren't going to do it anymore? The canceled shows on the CW network. What do you think about them? So let me know what you have to think about that. Thanks again for watching. That's all I have to say. Stay in regards to the Superman and Lois. It's been fun. I'm glad Superman and Lois has gotten a second show. It's great. It's been fun. I enjoy it. It's cool. It's just pretty interesting to see obviously the other characters that they have that they mix in. But who knows what could happen? Crossovers, other characters coming on with villains. I believe Lex Luthor will be on the show in some type of capacity. Obviously, John Cryer is not going to be on Supergirl anymore because that's canceled. So obviously, he should be obviously on there. He was obviously fighting him and getting involved with Lex Luthor in the crossovers on Crisis on Infinite Earths. So that's going to happen. We'll see that happening this season before this first season's over. And obviously, hopefully, before that's the case, or if they want to tease him going into the second season, Lex Luthor, played by actor John Cryer, who played him obviously on Supergirl for the past 6 seasons now. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. Thank you again for watching. That's all I have to say and stay in regards to Superman and Lois Season 1, Episode 4 review. Thank you for watching again. Bye. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.